Hello friends, George here, welcome to the channel. Today we will play a recreation of Prince of Persia for the Commodore Plus/4, a game originally released in 1989 for the Apple II and ported to many, and I mean many, systems after it. The port was first released at AROC 2024, a demo party held in Hungary in June by none other than TCFS, Jabo and Unreal, the master trio of ports for the Commodore Plus/4. The entry won the first place. I personally never played Prince of Persia, only heard about it, but I'm very curious how TCFS and his team pulled this port off this time. And everybody who follows my channel or the Plus/4 scene a little knows that we will see at least the next masterpiece of them. Let's watch the intro now. So this is the prince. You can control him with the joystick. The joystick responds very fast. The controls are fairly easy. You can pull the trigger up, down, left and right and start the animations. And if you press the button, the figure moves a little slower, step by step. And here is a guard, but we need a weapon, which we are going to find now. So let me tell you roughly some of the technical details of this port, kindly provided by TCFS, which are personally much more interesting to me than the game itself. The cinematic intro and cutscenes are not using moving sprites, but a special video player. The video format stores only the differences between two bitmap frames and updates only the changes. Reminds us of modern video codecs, which are also use this kind of technique. Additionally, a digiplayer is used for cinematic intro and cutscene music, allowing bass frequencies not supported by that sound chip. The game is using character mode, unlike the C64 version. I guess this means all animated figures that you see use predefined 8x8 tiles. The player has around 200 plus animation frames and the enemies have around 250 plus animation frames. The player's movement in this game relies on an animation sequencer. Unlike typical games where players directly control characters, here the user sends messages to the sequencer. The sequencer determines which animation frame responds to directional inputs and how to transition between animations. It uses a decision tree data structure to manage animation flow. This means if you move the joystick within an animation, it will interrupt it and choose the appropriate next animation sequence. The animation logic is stored declaratively using a memory-efficient data structure. The sequencer's main code is only around 200 bytes, while the animation data occupies only 2 kilobytes. To maintain fluid gameplay, loading screens are minimized during idle moments. The program preloads logic chunks in advance when possible. For instance, when the player leaves a level, the victory tune plays while the game loads a cinematic cutscene. Once the music stops, the cutscene begins immediately while the program loads the next level in the background. This approach reduces wait time after the cutscene. To the last point of this amazing list, the Commodore Plus 4 has, as some of us may know, no sprites, so 8 kilobyte is used for software sprite buffering. The sprites are stored in a compressed format. The decompression and mirroring of the sprite frames are done in real time. The algorithm enables to display sprite frames which do not have rectangular shapes. When the player, for example, has some weird postures, climbing over ledges with L-shaped figure, and so on, the sprite engine can handle it and draws the needed characters only. So these are the technical details of this port. If you want to read them for yourself, I will leave a link into the description. And after all this talk, we finally reach the end of the level and try to defeat this guard here. Well, let me try this. As I said, I never played this game. And I'm also not very good at fencing, but I defeated the guard and can go on to the second level. Let me find out how to open this door. Maybe here? No, maybe I have to go onto this platform here. Yes. Okay. And we reached the second level, and this concludes my video. Let me tell you some of my final thoughts. First of all, let us say that the original Prince of Persia is a real masterpiece. It has a beautiful story, beautiful colorful graphics, oriental music and great gameplay. Let us not forget that the game was originally designed for the Apple II by Jordan Mechner. And how does the port feel on the Commodore Plus 4? This port on real hardware looks, sounds and plays extremely well. The handling is very responsive and the animations are perfectly implemented. Knowing all the technical limitations and challenges of the Commodore Plus 4 and how TCFS and his team solved them leaves me every time amazed, and I can only imagine how much time, skill and experience went into this unbelievable port. And that's the beauty of retro computing, watching super talented people bringing dreams to life, which we all had in our childhood in the 80s. How many times Plus 4 fans wished that certain games would also have been ported to their beloved home computer. This also applies to fans of other platforms. And the amazement and joy do not stop at this point. after we all know some of the jaw-dropping technical details that went into the sport. So let us thank TCFS, Chabo, Unreal and all the other people involved for the realization of this project and for bringing this gift to the whole retro community. Keep up your great work. So friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. I wish you all a nice day or evening depending where you are. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm.